Hello, grüezi, and g'day. This is Tolly. This is Draw from Life. Today's episode is going to be a little departure from the tutorials that I've been doing of late. So I'm sort of moving into the more advanced because I've prepared one earlier. This is a storyboard that I'm going to show you today, which I made for the Jugendfilmtagefest. It's a hypothetical scenario which is specifically designed to show the way in which a storyboard is broken down into its departmental sections. So without further ado, we'll get straight into it. So here we have a scene scenario whereby we have a middle to foreground with our bridge and our cityscape and our skyline in the background. A DOP and the director might meet over this and say, well, we have to control the whole city. So shooting this in one location would mean you would have to have police permission, you'd have to have local government permission, you'd have to be able to lock down the entire city with a large crew, all in radio contact. And so basically you have to buy the city for the day or the 2 days or the 4 days that you're shooting. Another possible way to do this, and probably the most likely, is to actually isolate these elements and shoot this part here with just a bus and a police car and an extra or two running about. You would build this area, lampposts, the railings and the road, and around here in the background you would have a blue screen. So this might be shot in a back lot of a studio out in the open with a huge blue screen sitting behind here, and then you'd get a plate shot later on of the city itself. And this might be done in full sunlight, it might be done at night, depending on when you want this scene set. So therefore you might shoot the sky separately as a separate element and drop that in. And that's what this storyboard is designed for. As I said, I drew it for the Jugendfilmtagefest in Zurich and gave a workshop on this very subject of what storyboards are used for and how they're implemented in various different departments. So there's your location department, your production design, location for the cityscape. That, in fact, in this day and age, might be a complete build, a CGI build in Unreal Engine, which does absolutely amazing things now. In case you wanted any action to happen out there, superheroes flying through or smashing into buildings, you'd probably build that in the computer, CGI with Unreal Engine. Otherwise, to be used as a plate shot and then composited in at a later stage with this mid to foreground here. Now we have a couple of other elements that I've thrown in just for good luck. These are a car racing through. Again, that would also be shot. It might be shot completely independently and dropped in, or it might be shot on the bridge build. I'll call it the middle bridge build, which will be a location shot against a green screen. And then, of course, we need somebody getting hit by that car. So that'll be our stunty. Stunty would probably be shot with the car for realism's sake, and he would be on wires. He'd be pulled away from the car as the car strikes him, all very controlled and safe. They might do that as a separate element. So you might have three elements: stunty and car, background, and the middle to foreground. So again, our elements would be bit of a build here. Drop the background cityscape in as a separate element. Drop in our stunty and the car, and then finally, probably in After Effects or another post-production program, it'd be unnecessary, I would imagine, to do this in a practical notion. So you just do it post-production, computer-generated explosion happening behind the police car. And finally, our sky. So thanks again for watching and for listening. Please do subscribe. Do all that. Like button, subscribe. It helps me, helps the channel, and I'd love to see you here on the next one. So take care from Draw From Life.